Hey guys, how's it going? We're back with more comic book reviews, and I actually get to do one now.
So exciting!
Finally. Fucking... We can do a Minutemen today. That's Kiriyama Sparta.
Sarah.
We have 3 reviews today. Minutemen, and then 2 Death of the Families. Which ones?
Nightwing and Red Hood and the Outlaws came out today.
Nightwing and Red Hood of the Outlaws. So check those out as well. And if you haven't yet, check out the channel. We got a fancy new background, all professional looking. You know what? It must have took someone pretty talented to make it. She did it, in case you couldn't tell. In case you couldn't tell. She did it. It looks really good and it's awesome. So, oh, and thank you for the 120 subscribers.
124.
Jesus. 124 at the moment. That's going to drop right after I say that because they want to mess up this video.
Badass though.
Awesome. Yeah, it's badass considering like last week we were happy with 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. Anywho, sorry, we've been dilly-dallying shit. Anyway. Minutemen 6 out of 6 came out today, so we're finishing another one. And honestly, the best one.
Yeah, easily.
Easily, well, not easily. Rorschach's really. Anyway.
Easily the best one.
Yeah, Minutemen's done. And quick review. Fucking Darwin Cook. He knows his shit, and he writes his shit, and he draws his shit. Shit's not a very positive word, but in this sentence it is.
He's incredible.
It's really good.
It's so good.
It is. You tell us in the comments. Anyway, we'll get right to it. So, as you know, with Minutemen number 5, it ended with Night Owl basically scoping out where Hooded Justice might be. Gets blindsided by him, knocked out. He might not know that it was Hooded Justice who did it at the time, but that's what happened. He wakes up in a room, it looks like a torture room with a boy strapped to a table.
Yeah.
And that's basically where it ended.
And he blacks out, so we don't really know what happens to him after that.
Mm-hmm. And there was that record going on there too, right? Yeah. There was a record playing in the room at the same time. So it starts off with a nice zoom in on the record, I like that. And he's basically explaining that, like, when he came to and everything, he saved a kid. He brought the kid back to the police, and Night Owl was given the key to the city. Mm-hmm. And it's really nice actually to finally see, because you know Minutemen's been going through everybody, but this is really Night Owl's story.
More or less, yeah.
More or less. And after all the shit he's gone through, it's really nice to see him get rewarded for it. Yeah. And he's exactly like that. He's blown away. There's a nice quad shot there of him getting the key, Marilyn Monroe next to him.
And him holding that key is the back of the actual front cover of the first issue that came out.
Yeah.
That was him face on. Now we're seeing it from behind, so it's a nice full circle. This is the end.
It is nice, yeah. If you haven't seen the cover of the first one, watch our video. But yeah, it's him. It's him holding the key with the. It's nice, yeah. It's a nice full circle, and then just little things like. He gets to talk to a little girl he helped when she was 8. 8, yeah. But now she's, a bit older. But that's really, nice getting to see all the people you helped save and everything.
Mm-hmm. The recognition.
The recognition. And he's happy with it, but he still has to figure out what happened with that kid. He can't let what Hooded Justice has been doing go on. He's still on his path to find him. Yeah. So they figure the best place to find out any information at all is... it's not Dollar Bill, Captain Metropolis, right. Nelson, I guess is his real name. I don't care to know his last name.
I thought Nelson was the moth guy.
No, it brought us to Nelson's door.
Oh, yeah.
It's Byron.
Byron.
Oh.
Oh, that's bad.
I finally got to correct you on some shit. Like I always do. Yeah. Just kidding.
I let him.
I like your background. Anyway, that's all I gotta say now. So they're basically just trying to find out any information at all. I mean, they kind of hint at that they knew they were really close. They don't, of course, outwardly say it, but
they know that
Captain Metropolis and Hooded Justice they were a gay couple. Yeah. And he doesn't know anything, and he just kind of half-heartedly mentions the tower.
Yeah. The old Watchmen.
The old Watchmen.
Or Minutemen, I guess.
Minutemen. It's so confusing with those two names. They're very similar. And it even dawns on him. He's kind of like, oh shit, the tower. Like, that's where he might be. So they head out there, and
just Byron and
Hollis. And I like the one line too, where it's like, I knew Byron didn't want to do this, I could feel it, but he still didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
And of course, they go to the tower. It's been closed down for years.
For a long time.
Long time. And they actually have to end up climbing up the side of
the
mountain?
Hill?
Hillish. There's a lot of mud, and they get through it. They finally get into the tower. They go looking around, and they don't find him at all. And they're like, well, maybe we fucked up. Maybe he's not
Hollis
really
has
here.
a feeling.
But Hollis is sticking to his police gut. Gotta follow that hunch. And a crate gets dropped at him. It hits Byron, but a board still cracks Hollis in the head, and it must have knocked him out for a little bit because he wakes up and Byron's gone.
It took him a while to shake that off.
Shake it off. Byron's gone. He gets up and he runs into Hooded Justice holding Byron.
Yeah.
And there he was, more terrifying than ever. And basically, yeah, Hooded Justice says, you made a grave mistake coming here. Take your friend, or I'm going to kill you both.
Yep.
And then we get a nice little shot of basically Night Owl snapping.
Yeah, but not going crazy.
But not going crazy.
Sudden clarity.
Clarity, yeah. Like almost like the...
Well, he says, the anger and fear had driven me, not that anger and fear had driven me to take out a grave, but the truth is, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't do it out of super angry, crazy rage.
He did it because he knew that this is what he had to do.
This is right. This is what he had to do.
And he literally just runs up and grabs his noose and breaks his neck. Like, that's it. Like, he did a jump and snap. So much for Mr. Like, no one can kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. He was dead before he hit the ground.
And he even says, even lying there dead, he still scared me.
Goes to check on Byron. Of course, Byron's okay. Spoiler alert, he goes crazy. And they're like, yeah, we did it. But then Nelson shows up. And he's like, oh my god, what have you done? And they completely ignore him. Yeah. They're walking out. They're happy with what they did. Yeah. He's probably saying stuff to him. They're not paying any attention. He takes Byron back to the apartment. This is all done in voiceover, and you see the tower start coming down. It's been blown up.
Yeah.
And basically it was Nelson covering it up. And he says either he was covering their tracks, or maybe it was something more romantic, the warrior's funeral for his lost mate. Like I said, I didn't care. I slept like a baby.
Yeah, and it shows a little panel of him smiling in his sleep. It's
not too bad. But eventually he starts to realize, time's starting to catch up, and this is when the, Watchmen are starting to show up.
Ozzy shows up.
He's talking about new heroes joining the fray, Ozymandias, and then eventually everyone knows who came next, Dr. Manhattan. And I love this shot.
This shot is amazing.
Seeing Dr. Manhattan in this
in
art form, in Darwin style, is really good.
Yeah.
I liked that. That was
really
awesome.
This shot.
I don't normally stare at art, but I had to look at that one for a little bit. And as you could see, you can tell he was taking a gun apart. Yeah. It looks so badass.
Didn't he do that in the movie?
A gun apart?
Didn't he take a gun apart, or was that something else?
He took a tank apart and then crushed it in the movie. I remember that. And then he even says he got to meet Dr. Manhattan, and he seemed like a nice enough fellow, but the whole time he's talking to him, he's like, he's not human. Not human. And then this part actually made me kind of sad.
Yeah.
Byron, he'd started getting worse. Obviously he's been drinking a lot. He's had a lot of issues. So Byron decides to do something for Hollis before, I guess, everything takes hold.
Yeah.
And Byron's got him there. He's like, okay, you can open your eyes now. And it turns out Byron is the one who got him his auto shop.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was a good line too. Byron Lewis is my best friend. I love him not like a brother, but as a brother. And he cried on his shoulder knowing that this gift was his goodbye.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was...
It's so sad.
It really is. So we cut to Hollis, a lot older, taking a nap. Obviously this is now after he's written the book.
Yeah.
And he hears... Something sets him off, and he goes to investigate it. Can't find his dog, and dog's sitting right there with the comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Comedian is sitting in his house and basically telling him, look, I'm unarmed, I'm just here to talk some shit with you, and basically you can't release the book.
Yeah.
You can't release the book the way it is. There's too much stuff in there that would
compromise everything.
Compromise everything.
And Hollis counters with, yeah, but it's the truth. And then comedian's
still,
like,
oh yeah,
there is truths. It's not just one.
There
truth.
is no truth. There are only truths.
Yeah.
And
then he drops the bomb.
He says basically, he kind of coerced Night Owl into killing Hooded Justice. Basically talks about how he's been tailing him the whole time, checking out everything. And he found someone who had been killing children.
He found the person that Ursula was looking for.
But it was not Hooded Justice.
It was not Hooded Justice.
Basically, that guy who was killing children for the Nazis, he'd become a strongman in a circus. Comedian shows up, murders him, and finds a whole bunch of information. So he dresses up like Hooded Justice, goes to the areas where he's been keeping this kid hostage and making sure that Night Owl sees him.
Yeah.
Basically making
believe.
Hollis believe that Hooded Justice has been doing this.
Yeah.
So he drops this on him, and Hollis is just in shock because technically there's no reason to kill Hooded Justice. He just did it.
And comedian even says, "I didn't think you'd kill him. I just wanted him to be disgraced."
Like, pretty funny story, huh? Yeah, that's all he wanted. And he also mentions too, offhandedly, that like your book is also going to ruin everybody else's lives, not just
ours.
Not just ours, but it's going to ruin like even Byron and everybody that you like. So Hollis breaks down. He finally decides, okay, I'll edit the final draft, and he does. But he makes sure to leave in the part where comedian tried raping.
Yeah. Just fuck him.
Sally? Yeah, Sally. Sally's the older one. And then he burns the original one. And then, it just pretty much cuts to him getting to meet Lori for the first time.
And
really good.
He damned himself for Ursula and Sally. He damned himself for Ursula and Sally and Nelson and Byron, but most of all for Lori. Yeah. And then he goes on to say his book sold really well. Night Owl 2 starting. And they don't need him anymore as a superhero. They don't need him anymore as a superhero. And then it ends with him fixing a car. Yeah. Wow. It was really good. It's so good. I didn't see that one coming with comedian. Neither did I. Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. He kind of showed up and fucked everything up. Yep. But that's comedian for you, though, I guess. That is. Buy this comic. Yes. Buy all 6 of these. Yes. The Minutemen, even if you're going to hold off for the trade, buy the trade when it comes out. As long as you have everything in one. Do that. Package. Minutemen. It's a great comic. Don't even know what to say. Well, that's exactly. It's that good. Like, I fucking love this comic, and that was the way to end it. It did it really well. Yep. It was really emotional. Art is obviously fantastic. Yeah, it goes without saying. And like, just fuck me. This was a good comic. It was. I'm really sad that this is over. Really sad. I kind of want to go through them all again just to see if there's anything like maybe little hints or anything like that. I'm sure there are. In there. Anyway. Yeah. So that's it for our Minutemen review. Hope you guys liked it. We have 2 more Death of the Families to go through. Yep. Night Owl and Red Hood and the Outlaws. Night Owl. See, I'm so into it. Nightwing and Red Hood on the Outlaws. Check those out too. Yeah. Once again, I'm Kiriyama Sparta. I'm Sarah. If you had a great time here, comment, favorite, thumbs up, subscribe. Good times. Hopefully we'll be at 130 next time we see you. Maybe. See you guys at Sarah's review.